Everybody, this is Jacob Varl. Today I'm kind of contemplating some tests with the system, my single 12, big fourth order. Really thinking about this roof. So, looked at my previous video when I posted a demo not long ago. This roof is really flexing a lot, and as y'all can see already, I have a brace here I'm going to be testing today. And then maybe really contemplating some ideas you guys can give me on what I can do to this roof to kind of prevent flex, because what happens is anytime you see a lot of flex, you're losing output and absorbs pressure and absorbs pretty much, it's not as loud. So if I was to contain this roof and make it where it doesn't move as much, I guarantee I'd gain at least a dB or two on the meter if I got this roof solid. So give me some feedback in the comments section of what you guys think I should do to this roof in order to help prevent flex. So one thing I'm already thinking about doing is adding a brace right here on this one and the one you see up there where I already have it, and do some tests on that. So I know with my previous build with the Singleton, if anybody remembers, I tested and lost whenever I added bracings to the roof. Just real quick test, threw it together, lost like half a dB. So I'm going to do the test again with the new subsystem and see if it changes or not. I'm sure it'll probably be the same, but you never know. And of course, another thing I thought about that I didn't consider is anytime you change resonance of the vehicle. So this is a major thing in a system whenever your vehicle resonates. So your system has a certain resonance frequency depending on the different variables. And when you alter those variables, the tuning specs of the enclosure has to be modified as well to that to get the optimal results. So that's another thing is anytime that you do a change in your build, you also want to modify your port, especially if you're into gaining every tenth that you can. And I'm not really an SPL guru or anybody that's trying to compete, but just trying to get the most out of my system. So anybody that's bass head wants to be as loud as possible with what they got. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do here. Let me know in the comments what you guys suggest I do to get to where my roof is not flexing as like it is. I don't know if it's going to sacrifice anything or not, what it takes, if it's a lot of work or not. I know there's some options where people can add a couple sheets of birch in there. I'm considering 2x4s, 2x6s. I'm considering wood and foam. Considering a couple of pipe bracings across all the way down. I've even seen people go to extreme levels of concreting it with some posts to keep it in place. But I'm not going to that level. But that's some things I've already seen. But let me know in the comments what you guys suggest. Or I could just leave it how it is. It definitely shows a lot more flex. It looks loud with all the movement, but it's not as loud output in the enclosure or in the actual vehicle with all of the flex. And the roof is the major area I'm flexing right now up top. I mean, I could barely touch it and it moves. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to this. Look forward to y'all's comments and suggestions on what I should do to my roof, because that's something that I'm on a stop point on. And of course, the next couple weeks I'm working on subwoofer break-ins, so it's definitely something that I can consider a big project on. Since I'm staying with the single 12, I'm happy with it, with where I'm at. So what I'm at to do is I'm going to do a sweep to kind of see where my peak is with this in. So as of right now, the only thing I've done is add this piece of wood here. Down here, I have two pieces of 2x4. I'll show you, don't worry about looks, I'm just showing you. Also, I have two pieces of 2x4. I adjusted my dowel mount to the height up to the top, so it's really tight. So if I push this out, see it dropped. You can see it on camera. And then I'll pull it back in, and it's really solid. So that right there can slightly alter the resonance of it. It's a lot more solid than it was with that not in. Anyway, so I'm going to do a volume 20 test sweep with that in, and then I'll take it out and see how it changes. But remember, like I mentioned earlier, your port's got to be adjusted, your tunings in your vehicle, which of course the port controls that to compact or I guess alter that, if that makes sense. I might be wrong, but I kind of remember seeing that in somebody's comments saying, hey Jacob, you need to alter your port tuning to relate to that resonance change, because when you remove flex, that flex goes somewhere else, or your frequency bandwidth changes. All right, so let me do this. Volume 20, bass knobs up. Let me turn on my meter, and I'm doing a sweep to kind of see where this is. So, all right, got that on. Let's do a sweep and find out. Okay, so 25.49, 43 hertz. That was sealed. So now what I'm going to do is knock this out. Oh, that dropped literally like a half an inch when I took that out. So that means that that was really braced in there good. And this is just trial, just to kind of see, hey, if I stop the flex in this one spot, how does it alter my peak and my output? And then of course I could do it with all 3 or 4, but I don't have enough piping. And of course I need custom cuts to do that. But that's something I'm considering. Really looking forward to y'all's comments on this one, because I'm kind of in a standstill for that one. Need some suggestions. All right, so now let's reset it, do it again. So it's almost like I was a little louder without that bracing, or with the bracing, than without it. But I don't know. I'm gonna test it one more time. Go in and add it in there real quick. So I got 25.4. Let me pull up the photo. 25.49, 25.49. Huh. It didn't change at all when I did that third sweep. That first sweep, it was 20 dB or 0.3 dB less. And then when I went in and tested 2 more, it went up that 0.3. So you do have a little bit of variance in the testing when it comes to that. But sorry, I had to go around and do this. So I have a couple more pieces here, the grass. So what I'm going to do, see, I have the 2 pieces of 2x4. And I have my old bracings I had in my 15s box. I'm telling you guys, I make stuff work. All right, go in, brace that sucker as good as I can with what I got. See how it lifts up? Almost there. Just a little more. There we go. I'll test that. So it's definitely a lot stiffer. Anyway, it's not solid, but it works. Just to kind of double check on this test to see how that output changed. Pulling it off and pulling it back in. I mean, you never know. It could be no change, but what happens is your vehicle resonates differently depending on the way output flex is altered. So like when somebody holds your door versus not holding your door or holding the hatch or anything, it kind of alters how your peaks change and alters everything. I can't explain. I'm not that good at that. All right, let's see. All right, so that's it. So I gained probably not even 1/10 of a dB having that brace in there just rigged up. So I might look into considering that, but definitely give me some feedback in the comments on what you guys suggest I do with this. Because just Dynamat, double baffled or single Dynamat, it isn't going to work for this, especially going into the 150s. It's flexing a lot. I don't mind keeping it how it is. Flex is fine. It looks cool. But if I can gain a dB or 2 just by me doing something to this roof, then I might do it, might consider it. So I'm looking forward to y'all's suggestions on what I do there for that. So until next time, it dropped a half an inch when I did that. So that means that I definitely am, this thing needs to be, I can literally push this up some. So there's a lot of flex in that. So looking forward to y'all's suggestions. Thanks for watching. This is Jacob All Out, and we'll see how the results go. And stay tuned for more videos. Later.